Welcome to the first part of the 7.0 treasure trove leading up to Dawn Trail, the first hunt for Genesis. This event is a little different, not in any sort of interesting way, just enough to make my work more tedious. Wait, didn't I say that last time? This event is a little different, not in any sort of interesting way, just enough to make my work more tedious. Anyway, this is a two-part event, with the first part ending and the second starting on Monday, March 11th at 8 a.m. Pacific Time. I am not sure how it will change, but I am assuming it will use the same tombstones. So first thing you need to do is talk to one of the itinerant Moogles in one of the three main cities, Gridania, Ulda, or Limsa Liminsa. They'll talk to you a bit and then give you the Mogpendium. This isn't an item, this just adds a new entry to your collection. If you don't know, that can be found in the duty menu. And if you like, you can place it on your action bar for easy access. You can also open the Mogpendium by speaking to one of the three Moogles. It seems they are making this more like the trading post in WoW. A little bit, more on this later. Opening the Mogpendium, you will notice there are 4 categories. Standard objectives are the truly grindable content. Like previous events, it consists mostly of group duties, dungeons, trials, raids, and PvP, but they have also added gold saucer gates and ocean fishing. There is even a convenient button to open the duty finder. Notice the duty finder still shows the Moogles next to the applicable content, but no longer shows you how many irregular tombstones you will receive. You will need to refer to the Mogpendium for that. You will receive your tombstones automatically when you complete any of these, just as you always have. I will get back to specifics of unlocking this content later. Think of the other 3 categories as bonuses that have limitations on the repeatability, but give you a lot of tombstones in one go. To receive your tombstones from these, you need to claim your rewards from within the Mogpendium. Weekly objectives seem to be randomly chosen from the standard objectives. This is unique to each player, and it pays no mind whether or not you have actually unlocked the content or even can currently do it. Like on this low-level character, it's a raid. And if it's something you don't like, well, tough luck. On this character, it's PvP. This gives you 20 tombstones in addition to the standard reward, but as the name says, can only be done once per week. The Minimog Challenge gives you 2 options, and completing any one will give you 10 tombstones, but you can only do one of the 2 once a week. These include content not part of the standard objectives, and are relatively easy. I was gonna do the 5 fates, but I decided to at least try the triple triad duel, and I won on the first try. Be sure to read the specifics of the challenge. The fates are in specific zones, and the duel is against a particular character. Click Open Area Map if you're unsure. Ultimog Challenges can be only done once per event, but it is worth it if you can pull it off, as it gives you 50 tombstones, which is enough to purchase almost anything from the Moogles. This time it's to get 8,000 points in a single ocean fishing voyage. There is some randomness to this, but I was able to do it on my 4th voyage, and I'm not even sure of the bait strategies involved. I'm guessing these will be related to standard objectives, but requiring doing it particularly well. We'll have to see what happens in future events. I am also not sure if the second part will count as a separate event. Back are these 3 side dungeons. Pick up Brave New Depths from Nedrick Ironheart in Vesper Bay. Complete Dishonor Before Death from Seibold in Ulda. And do Fort of Fear from Carlot in Corthus Central Highlands. And as usual, we have the 3 duties from the end of the A Realm Reborn MSQ. After you complete the Ultimate Weapon, you can pick up all 3 of these in Revenant's Toll. Inside the tavern, find Felici, who will give you Blood for Stone to unlock the Stone Vigil Hard. And also Blozog will give you It's Definitely Pirates to unlock Sestasha Hard. Just outside, pick up Legacy of Alog to begin the extensive quest line to unlock the 3 Crystal Tower raids. You know, there are probably a bunch of quests around here that unlock all kinds of things. You might as well just do them all. For Heavensward, we have the Warring Triad series of trials that begins with Torsifers in the Pillars of Ishgard. Since there is no Stormblood content this time, this is as far as a trial player can go. In Shadowbringers, we have the entire Eden raid series, which begins with the quest in the middle of nowhere from the anxious Crystarium Guard in the Crystarium. And for PvP, we have Frontline and Rival Wings, and trial players are still locked out. Now for some stuff almost anyone can do. To participate in Gates, you need to have the Gold Saucer unlocked with the quest It Could Happen to You found in Ul'dah. Gates are little mini-games that occur randomly every 20 minutes Earth time. To find out which one is next, talk to one of the gatekeepers and they can even teleport you to the appropriate location if you like. If you earn any MGP, you will get at least 1 tombstone, but the number you get will depend on the gate and how well you perform. If you're really good at Leap of Faith, you can probably get quite a few, but for all the time I spent, I only got 1. Air Force 1, in my opinion, is pretty easy to get perfect in, and for that you get 4 tombstones. Please see my guide on the Gold Saucer if you need more info. To unlock Ocean Fishing, you need to get to the Fisher's Guild in Limsa Lominsa and unlock the Fisher class and complete the level 1 class quest. This quest has you catch some anchovies, which can be done right outside the guild. After that, pick up all the fish in the sea from Filsno, who sends you out to the dock, which is way past the Arcanist Guild, to talk to Forzagle? Voyages happen every 2 hours Earth time, and you can register up till 15 minutes after the hour. There will be 1 or 2 routes to choose from depending on if you have completed Stormblood. Use either the versatile lure they gave you or one of the 3 special baits available from the nearby vendor. Each voyage has 3 parts where you will fish in 3 different locations. If you just keep fishing, you should easily get the 1200 points required to get tombstones. Getting 8,000 may require looking up the correct baits to use in each situation, or you may just get lucky. Okay, so first the items exclusive to Moogle events. For 100 tombstones, the Mama Shiba Neckerchief is back as the big glamour item. This was last seen in 2020, so yes, these do come back, but it can be a few years, and no, it is not storable in the armoire. Then for 30 tombstones, you can get 2 ostensibly special time-worn maps. In order to use treasure maps, you will want to unlock treasure hunts with the quest Treasure and Tribulation from Haloon in Wineport in eastern Lenosha. Certain maps may randomly spawn a portal into a special treasure dungeon. With these maps, it's guaranteed. Be sure to have a party when you do though. Also, unlike other maps, you can have more than 1 of these at a time. Of course, there are 10 magic prisms of job mastery for 1 tombstone. The rest of these items are always available somewhere in the game through some means. Some are pretty easy to obtain, others not so much. The Little Lenin minion is a drop from the Grand Cosmos. This is a level 80 dungeon that is part of the post-Shadowbringers MSQ. This is tradable, so can be found on the market board. From Extreme Trials, we have 3 returning mounts. Boreas from Shiva, which is unlocked from Urianger in the Waking Sands. The Rose Lantern is from Ravana Extreme, which is unlocked during the course of the Warring Triad questline, with a quest from Unukalhe in the Rising Stones. And the legendary Kamwe from Shinryu, whose extreme version is unlocked by talking to the Wandering Minstrel in Kugane. The latter 2 can be purchased for totems that come from the same duties. See Bertana in Idleshire for lantern mounts, and Ashina in Rogger's Reach for Comway mounts. The Titania Barding is crafted using the Dancing Wing, which drops in the Dancing Plague Extreme. The rest of the materials are pretty standard. You can unlock the extreme version with the Minstrelling Wanderer in the Crystarium. Both the wing and the finished Barding may be found on the market board. The Decisions Omega Orchestrion roll drops in Omega Deltascape 4.0, where you fight X-Death. The Omega series is unlocked with Wedge in Rogger's Reach. These 3 armor pieces are available at the Wolf's Den Pier from Mark Quartermaster for 4,000 wolf marks each. Wolf marks are obtained by participating in PvP. That's not a lot of marks, but if you absolutely hate PvP, well, you'll still have to PvP to complete the set. This card can be used to give you 50,000 MGP. They can be obtained by completing lines in the Wondrous Tales from Chloe Aliapo in Idleshire. However, you can also get MGP by doing practically anything in the Gold Saucer. These horns can be purchased from Bertana in Idleshire for 5 Proto-Ultima exoplatings. These come from completing Prey Online, a boss fate that spawns in as a slaw. The most you can get is 3, so you will need to complete it at least twice. The Yukinko Snowflake minion can be randomly found in Hydatos and Cold Warped lockboxes from Eureka Hydatos. The Griffin Hatchling can be purchased from Ardelane in the Forgotten Night in Ishgard. It costs 400 Centario seals, which are obtained by completing Heavensward and Stormblood hunts. The Twilight over Thanalin roll may be found in the Aquapolis, a dungeon that may spawn after completing a time-worn dragon skin map, or it may also be found in the chest from a wyvern skin map. It is also tradable. From the beast tribes we have the Bon Palanquin mount from the kobolds in Outer Lenosha, and the Indomitable Orchestrion roll from the Kojin in the Ruby Sea. From the Ishgard Restoration, we have the Antelope Doe mount and the Modern Legend hairstyle. Both can be purchased from Eni in the Firmament for Skybuilder scripts. The Dommel mount can be won in the Kupo for Fortune Scratcher game from Lisbeth. All 3 of these are tradable. These 3 items are craftable and may be found on the market board. You need to complete certain quests in order to purchase these cards from the Moogles. Conveniently, these are the same quests that unlock the usual methods of obtaining these cards. First of all, you will need to have unlocked the Gold Saucer and the Triple Triad minigame there. If a card is won from an NPC duel, you will need to complete any quest that NPC has or will have. So in general, just do every quest there is. Okay, seriously. To get these first 2 cards, you will need to have at least completed the Heavensward MSQ quest, He Who Would Not Be Denied, but they also require several other Heavensward side quests. The Deep Eye card can be won from Dominic, or Dominiac, in Kurthis Western Highlands, but first you must complete the quest, A War Without End. But that is the final quest of a rather lengthy quest line, beginning with The Secret to Success, also from Dominiac. You will also need to have completed the quest Enlisted from the Languid Noblewoman in the Pillars of Ishgard in order to continue the second part of the quest line. The Archaeornis card is a little easier. You need to do the quest Cold Days, Colder Nights from Bricht in the Foundation of Ishgard in the Broom. Then you should be able to do the quest Caught in the Act from Alaze in the Jewel Crozier in the Pillars. The Stormblood Gilgamesh card is unlocked with the quest The Past is Never Past. This quest is part of the Stormblood segment of the Hildebrand Adventures questline, or what I like to call the real MSQ. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. You will need to have completed the first segment, which starts in Ul'dah with Wymond after you complete the ultimate weapon. Then you will need to complete the Heavensward segment, which starts with Nashu in the Pillars of Ishgard at the end of the shopping district. She will only be there after you complete Heavensward and the first segment. Finally, after Stormblood and completing the second segment, you need to pick up a Hingan Tail, Nashu Goes East, from the Conspicuously Inconspicuous Man in Kugane. Near the end of that segment, you will get the quest, The Past is Never Past, which unlocks the trial Kugane Ohashi, where the card drops. Like I said, it's all a lot easier if you just do every quest. Oh, and for the final card, you will need to have completed Aktla Orm Inn, the Shadowbringer's MSQ quest that unlocks the Dancing Plague. I noticed the webpage for this event says, including brand new items. I must say, not a single thing on this list is brand new. Of course, these 3 items are unique to these events, but they have all been available in the past and pretty regularly. Okay, so the neckerchief hasn't been seen in like 4 years, so if you want that, get it this time. Some items are new to the Moogle events, but that is not what I would call brand new. The last Moogle event had 2 brand new items, and it didn't say that. The recent changes make it seem like they may be making this more like the WoW trading post. Now there is a unique interface, and you can now do a wider variety of content to earn the currency, but not by much. And it seems they are also using the same currency for more than one event, or maybe 2 parts of the same event. We'll have to see on that. There are still a lot of differences. The trading post deals primarily with exclusive items. They did bring back at least 1 item from a past promotion, which is something we've seen with the treasure trove. The trading post is always open, they just change the items each month. But old items do return, and it always requires the same currency, but you are limited to how much you can get in a month. Oh, and the whole thing is account-wide. I am not saying they should imitate WoW, but imitation happens, and there are good and bad consequences for that. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you find this useful, please give it a like, and subscribe if you want to see more. Goodbye.